Hello.
Hi, FlossTube. This is Becca with My Stitchy Home.
Brenda, Handwork Maniac.
And
we are at
StitchCon.
StitchCon.
It's June 29th, 2019.
Oh, I'm glad you know the date. I had no idea. It's Saturday.
Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Yes. And we're taking a brief break.
Brief.
Have we stitched anything today?
No. Oh, well, no. I got my thread out and put a needle on, and then I think you said you were ready to record. So no, I didn't even take one stitch yet today. And it's 10:30 in the morning. What are we thinking?
Yeah. But we thought we'd ask each other some questions about our StitchCon experience and kind of what we've been doing, what we think, and encourage you to consider coming next year in 2020, because I think they're going to do it again.
And I think Pam, somebody asked in the comments if there was a wait list yet for next year, and Steph said something about stay tuned. So watch their next video and find out how to get on the wait list.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm going to ask Becca my questions to her first because they're I wrote them down, and she made some notes that she's going to use because we're recording on her phone. So she forwarded the email to me, just in case you're interested in all the technical detail. And I opened it up on my phone so she could read what the notes she made.
Yes.
So we're going to do it that way first. All right, was there anything you were worried about before you came to StitchCon?
Yes. I was worried about things like the weather. I was worried. Well, I wasn't worried, but I did wonder because my roommate was somebody I didn't know. We were just connected through the Facebook StitchCon group, and she seemed lovely online, but I didn't know if we would get along.
Because aren't all Stitchers lovely?
Yes, they are. I wondered if anybody would sit with me. And I think other people are worried about that too.
It's like we go right back to junior high. Like, where do I sit for lunch?
And if you're the first one here, you think, well, I can pick where I want to sit, but that doesn't mean anybody will sit with you. And if you're the last person here, you're thinking, is there going to be an empty seat? And is somebody going to let me sit there? So I was worried about that. But everything has just been wonderful. I've especially enjoyed hanging out with Brenda.
We're at the same table.
And my roommate, Mindy. So I'm very grateful things have gone so well.
I know every person I smile at, or stop, or even just to briefly pause and say, oh, that's pretty. They're friendly. We start talking about stitching. It's like they're all instant friends. You just have to make eye contact and say anything. Instant friends. I could have sat next to any single one of them. It would have been great.
Kyle knows my name. Who knew? Stitching and Sound. He's like, hi, Becca, how are you today? I'm like, okay, you know my name.
That is the craziest thing when people know who you are. That's nuts. All right, you ready for the next one? What surprised you about StitchCon? Was there anything that surprised you? You knew exactly how it was going to go, and it's all gone that way.
No, not at all. I've been to a lot of conventions, and I've been to a few retreats.
Like work conventions?
So, church conventions.
Work. Like
church.
when you say...
I've been to church conventions.
Oh, okay. Like what kind of... A lot of stitching conventions.
Yeah, I've been to some work events. Logistically, I wondered how close everything would be. You can't see it, but I have a boot on. So I wondered, how close is everything going to be? The hotels are right, like across the street, right next door, connected. And I would also say just how well everybody is getting along.
Yes.
It's not that I thought we wouldn't get along. I knew so many of us are strangers. Even if you watch a bunch of FlossTubers and you feel like you know them, they don't know you.
You assume they don't know you. There goes
Speaking
of
which,
come and say,
photo
friends.
And who are you?
I'm half of the Stitching and Judah. Shauna. Donna is in working. I'm flitting about.
Oh, okay.
That's a job.
Having fun. It is. You know, gotta take time to do that.
Yes,
So
yes.
Tell them what you sort of sponsored last night?
Well, last night we decided it would be fun to do fancy Friday stitching after 5 o'clock. So several of us went thrift shopping.
Oh, really?
All of those were thrifts.
In Cincinnati, like downtown Cincinnati?
Some, yes. Top Knot Stitchers was from Cincinnati. Ryan's was from Cincinnati. Wild Violet. McKenna brought hers in. We brought ours in from Wichita.
Oh, okay.
So the funny story, mine had miles and miles of tulle on the bottom, and that came in my suitcase. So we kept thinking that TSA was going to pull my number, you know, and had to search my suitcase and what condition that dress was going to be back in. Like I had visions of it coming off of the or off of the baggage claim with like tulle sticking out of the zipper. Because it was like, you know, when you unzipped it, it just went. Exactly. Because it took up half of the bag. But it was fun.
How sweaty were you last night?
You know, I wasn't because that top was so open. Revealing, whatever you want to say. So I wasn't. I did get hot for a little while. When I sat down to stitch, my lower half got sweaty.
Okay.
My upper half did not get sweaty.
Okay.
So I had to like stick a leg out of the tulle to make sure that I was getting ventilation.
Every day, your leg pictures
Are awesome.
I'm like, and don't get me wrong, I love my covered back porch looking out
just
to my
like-
yard,
I know.
but to see water,
Right.
Or
oh
right
my
in
gosh,
the
and the smell of
entry
water.
area.
And
People
like
are walking
180
by talking to
water. So, jump in
Yeah.
there.
Another.
Your turn.
Hey!
Hello.
So tell them who you are.
I'm Crystal from that's Pam and Steph. No. Yeah, and I say that so much because of the fact that they're the one that started all of us in Cincinnati for FlossTubing. But I'm Crystal from Stitching the Dream. My other half is Lisa, and I'm sure she's here because she's an early morning person. I'm not. I stayed up till 3.
Oh, really?
Were you
I mean, the stitching room was open.
Over at La Quinta. Yeah, I mean, they usually are 2, but we were there till 3.
Oh, wow.
I really appreciate being a guest on your show. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, I let it go.
Okay,
try to
next
answer.
question. How much stitching have you done so far? And do you have it here? You could show it to us.
Okay. So before StitchCon, I frogged where I had stitched UILT in red instead of green, and I've got that put back. So here's where I
So
am.
that was productive. Yeah.
Yes, frogging helps you move forward. And then I spent hours bobbing.
I saw. It was ours.
They were like, "Are you done yet?" No. No. But it's all organized in my Bags Plus slip.
Those
bag.
are awesome. First time I've seen
And-
one in person.
Look! I actually stitched something. Now, what is this, you ask? Gosh, I don't know. Do I have a picture? Handy? Yes, I do. Okay. So in my video number 5, I was not sure what I was going to bring, and this is the pattern I brought. It is a stitching and quilting party, and I started in the middle of that house right there.
Yay!
So that's what I've gotten done. Keep losing the notes, but you can ask me the next question. That's fine.
2 or 3 things you purchased in the Annex store, which is right here next to us, that you were excited about. We won't go through all of our haul right now, but we'll share a couple things.
I got linen. I got several needle minders. I don't know why. I don't know why. They just
I didn't have any
they were
needle minders at
small.
home, not a one, and I needed some.
And then I got a pass the stash from her,
Ooh.
and I'm excited about that.
Oh, I'm glad.
So, Quaker Diamonds by
Rosewood
Manor. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Next one. How many people have you met and Did you make friends with any of them? Not a one.
Not a one. The first person I met in the Ramada when I went to check in was Tammy. Hi, Tammy. She was in line and turned around and said, "Oh, I know you. You're Becca with my Stitchy Home." And I'm kind of like, me? You know me? So that was wonderful. That was wonderful. I'll also mention Deb Choat. Sorry if I don't say your name correctly, but she was one of my 100 subscriber giveaway winners. And she got the Prairie Schooler chart in linen and told me she was coming to StitchCon, so I passed that on to her. She's a lovely, lovely person. And then besides Brenda, there's another Brenda at our table.
Yes.
And I'm drawing a blank. Where is she from?
Pennsylvania.
She's from Pennsylvania. Okay.
I don't know what city. Pennsylvania.
Deb from Snug Harbor Crafts.
Yes, Deb
And
Bernheisel.
I'm hoping to see her next month when I go to Salt Lake City and see Brenda. And then Colette, the Highway Stitcher, who's another Utah. Had dinner with her last night. And then, of course, my roommate, Mindy Evans. I think we're friends. I think we're all friends. We're all just, I think if we were stranded in somebody's hometown and we knew they were there and we knew how to reach them and said, "Hey, I'm stranded," they would say, "Come on
In a
over."
heartbeat.
Come on
So
over.
of the, I think Steph said there's about 380 of us here because there were some last minute cancellations. I think she
Right.
said 371,
371,
but she took out the staff. So if you counted the
Oh,
staff, I
right.
think it'd be about
Right.
380. I think maybe.
Right.
So of the 380 in there, I think I've at least had a conversation with, I don't know, at least 200, at least.
Probably. Miss Social Butterfly here, I tell you. She has
And
really...
I think I would count every single one of them as a friend. I mean, you say 2 words and you have this conversation, you start talking out. So just friends everywhere. Stitching friends everywhere you turn. I haven't met one yet that I couldn't call a friend.
I think it's interesting that so many of the FlossTubers in here describe themselves as introverts. Or I'm perfectly comfortable just staying home, stitching. I have my little circle, I have my friends, I have my family, but I'm not really out there too much. And I don't know that I'd be able to identify those people in this room right here because you just see people up, bouncing around all over the room, chit-chatting with people, going to lunch.
Well, they're not, I was thinking about that, they're not really strangers. Like, I don't talk to strangers. I don't go to the doctor's office and start talking, or the grocery store and just say, "Hey, hi, how are you?"
But
I'm
she
trying
acts
not
like that
to
here.
talk to people. I'm hoping they don't talk to me because I don't want to talk to them. But just knowing that everyone in here loves stitching, not just sort of stitches, but loves stitching, that you have that in common, they're not strangers to me. I'll walk up to any single one of them and start talking, and I know what to say. I know we have something in common. I don't know why that makes it easier. Why does it? I've never seen them in my life, but I don't mind. I'm just like, hey. And the name tags help. It is so nice to walk up to someone and go, "Hey, Becca, show me what you're stitching on."
Yes.
So yes, that makes it a lot easier.
And we don't all stitch the same thing, of course. But I can admire I can admire what other people are doing, and the love and the passion that they have for the craft, and that they understand me. They understand that I feel that same way. So
I know you have that instant common bond where you can have a conversation.
And then you just appreciate the differences. We're all different from different places, but
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
I was afraid I had to log in again.
Okay.
Okay, next question. What would you do different if you came next year? If and when you're going to come back next year? Is there anything you would do different?
I would try to convince a friend or friends to come.
More people to
Not
come?
not that I didn't mention it to people, but I mean I'd never been here before, so I really couldn't tell them, "Oh, I had a great experience." But now I can say that. I can go back and say I had a great experience. You should come. This is what went on in 2019. I would try to stay at the Hyatt. I'm across the street at the Ramada. I
It's
realize
always fun to be in the hotel that's connected to the convention center, if you can.
Right. Now I realize the Hyatt's more expensive, So if I ended up at the Ramada, or I don't know how expensive the live-in
The
is.
Live-In, Livinn, is right on the other side of the convention center. No, on the other side of the Hyatt.
Yeah. Do you walk through the Hyatt?
There's a connecting passage. The convention center connects to the Hyatt, and there's this little passageway doors that you can go through that we shortcut through there, and the Live-In is right there.
Okay.
So if you want if you can't get into the Hyatt and you want the absolute next closest option, that is the Live-In.
The Live-In. And you
it
have a
is
little
nice
kitchen
hotel.
in your room.
I'm in an extended stay room because I was here for 10 days. So it does have a tiny little hot plate and a fridge and a microwave, but I think all the rooms have a fridge. I don't know about a microwave, but everyone that's staying there has been very pleased with it. It's a good place to stay. Lovely breakfast area. Overlooks the lobby. It's like on a balcony. And we stitch up there at night.
It's perfect
It's
stitching.
been fun.
Perfect stitching
I think
area.
you could seat 65 people up there. It's huge.
I would also say that if I could do it, I would add 2 or 3 extra days because, like you found, folks coming in and out of the Live-In are tour groups that are staying at the Live-In, and then they're going out and visiting
The
all
Cincinnati
kinds of
Council, the aquarium,
the Ark.
The Ark encounter is apparently in Kentucky, not too far. Well, that's relative term. A couple hours.
Yeah.
There's a
but-
Fairfield Inn and Suites that's just a block. Yeah, a block away. If you needed to stay there, that's just a block.
Right.
But it is nice to not have to drive, to not have to get in your car and drive to get to the convention. Run back to your room and get something you forgot.
Right.
Okay,
So-
next question. Can't read my own handwriting.
Tools.
What accessories or tools have you seen in the room that you were like, what is that? I need one of those.
The chart clip. The other Brenda at our table is using a chart clip, and
It clipped too.
it clips to your frame. Did I bring it? Maybe. I did. I don't know how well you can see it in the packaging, but there's a clip right here, and then your chart. This is another clip, and your chart goes up here.
Oh.
And so it's in front of you, and you can refer to the chart as you're stitching the frame. So whether you hold a frame or a hoop, or you have a floor stand, or I did buy that, but the variety of lamps and stands all around the room, and all the different little accessories that people have, it's fascinating.
It is.
It's
It
fascinating.
is.
All the project bags. Oh my gosh. Project bag
Galore.
Yes,
Of all shapes, sizes, kinds, types.
Yeah. Fabrics, yes.
Wow.
Yes, so that's been fun. And I sew, so I'm telling myself I can go home and make those. I don't need to buy them,
I can make one just like that.
but it is you get a lot of ideas. That's
Yes.
another reason to come is
Yes.
just like we watch FlossTube to see what other people are stitching on and how they do things. We watch Stitch With Me's to see, well, how do they stitch in hand, or whatever their method is. You come to a place like this, you're going to get a lot of ideas, and some may not interest you, but it's certainly a great place to get ideas and see things in person. The brag table,
Oh gosh.
to see these stitched
The brag
items.
tables. I don't know, there must be 8 or 10 lined up, 12, 15, I don't know, lined up clear along one whole edge and around the corner of a
Yes.
huge room.
Yes.
All
It's-
brag table.
Yes, and they're stunning. I'm not a memorabilia person. Stunning. Just gorgeous. And hours went into creating these pieces. It is like going into an art museum.
It is. It
just
is.
go,
Only art we're interested in. Not that I'm not interested in art. But awesome art.
Yeah. So, questions I had for you.
Is that all my questions? Oh, yep.
I think so.
That was it?
I think so.
All right. Okay, I have to find the questions now in my other email because we're just not organized this morning.
I think we're doing good. We're doing good.
we are doing good.
We're wearing our StitchCon shirts.
Yes.
We've got a long sleeve. I've got a short sleeve.
I had a short sleeve on yesterday. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Describe your visit to Keepsakes a week ago. I heard that Pam and Steph recognized you, and what was your reaction to that?
I was debating whether to even. I'm some obscure stitcher from Utah. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody. So I'm thinking I'm going to go into Keepsakes, and I want to meet Pam and Steph, and I'm going to definitely tell them I'm coming to StitchCon next weekend because I've been here for 2 weekends. I want to, can I talk to you? I want to meet you. And I thought I'm not even going to try and explain that I make videos too, because they're not going to know my video. And then when you say, when I make videos too, you can see that look in their eye of, oh dear, I've not seen your video. Now what do I say? Do I say, oh yeah, it was great, I love your video? Or do you say, oh, I haven't gone to that one. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to have that awkward conversation. So I walk in the door, and they knew who I was, and that was.
And they were glad to see you too.
Yes, yes. If you have not, I'm sure you have all seen Pam and Steph's the video, pre-StitchCon video where they talked about me coming into the store. I just about cried because I just thought, how do they know who I am? And they acted so excited to meet me and hug me. Oh, it's just, that's the highlight of my life. It just was so crazy. And it just keeps happening. People walk up and say, I love your videos. And you're just like, I don't even know what to do with that. I don't even know what to say. You know who I am? What?
How's that possible? Just because I put videos out there for the world to see?
Nobody watches them. Well, that brings up, I don't know how I'm going to take video now. In your head, you're like, there's nobody watching. It's easy. You're in your home all alone. You get your camera, you start recording. My mom might see it. Boss daughter's going to watch it. No one else watches my videos. So in your head, you're just talking to yourself. Well, now I've met a whole bunch of people who say they watch my videos. And so now when I film, I'm going to be like, oh,
those people are watching.
She's watching it. So it's gonna be a lot more nerve-wracking. I'll have to work on that.
I'm going to skip number 2 and go on to, at StitchCon, what percentage of time do you think you've spent stitching versus socializing versus shopping? Because right there, a few feet away, is the Keepsakes Annex. Very convenient to
I'm looking at how
take
many
your credit
bags I
card
have already.
So how would you say,
People on all the videos, and just talking about retreats in general and getting ready for stitch, people who were here last year, they'd say, you're not going to stitch. You're not going to stitch.
And
people take stitching, just don't. And I just thought, no, I've been to a retreat. I can stitch. I can be stitching. No,
I'll be sitting over here real quiet, watching everybody.
To listen and just stitch. No. There's the shopping. Okay, so percentage-wise, yesterday I think I spent maybe 30 to 40% of my time in the shopping store.
How much of that was socializing?
There 3 times. And yes, and then you're in the store and you're like, look at this, and you start talking to someone, and then there was a line for the register. So then we stand in line for the register and talk to all the people in the line.
For a couple of hours.
And then you just get up to go get a drink. I just was going to go get some water. I was just going to run back to my hotel room and get some food really quick. And you run into, 20 people on the way that you stop and talk to. Or someone comes to the table to talk to you. You just go over to the brag table to see a part you didn't see yet, or the freebie table, and you start talking to someone. So I don't know, of the other 60%, maybe 50% of that was socializing, and maybe 10% of that was actually stitching today.
Or touching your stitching. Maybe not actually taking a stitch, but holding it and looking like you're going to do something.
There's Diana Zaslow. Hi. And Sharon. I'm talking about her in a minute, so watch the video later.
Great lady.
So not a lot.
So what have you stitched on?
Oh, right here. So the first day, what was the first day? Thursday, I worked on...
Well, of course, like you said, you've been here over a week. So you had some pre-StitchCon stitching, but at StitchCon...
I won't show the... I'll just talk about here in the convention center.
Okay.
The first day I was stitching on this one. And Stephanie of Lindy Stitches came over and took a picture of it. I'm not fangirling at all.
Oh.
So I actually got more stitching done on Thursday before I started talking to everybody.
And remind us, what's the name of this?
Arcade. R-K-A-D-E. So I did quite a bit of this repetitive border that I love so much that runs right across the middle. I did a lot of mindless in-here stitching while I was enjoying being in the room. And then yesterday I was Diana Zaslow and
Is at our table.
is at our table. You need to watch her if you don't watch her. She was doing the birthday stitch along with me that I started for my birthday. I can leave the colors on
Oh,
there.
she's doing that
Utopia.
same piece?
And so she got it out
Yeah.
to stitch with me so that we could say that we were sitting next to each other and stitched on it together for at least a few minutes. And she was having the same problem. It was hard to get us at the table at the same time, both get it out and stitch. Sorry, the needle minders are pulling it all over you.
Sideways. Oh, no, it isn't sideways.
I know, I
That's
keep
gonna
trying
be
to
a big
turn it
tree.
sideways.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think I cut this fabric to size, so yeah. But I worked on this boring brown down here at the bottom. It's great to do boring stuff because you're talking, you're looking, and you're like, wow, I got that whole brown part done. And then I did that in the morning, and then in the afternoon I pulled out Seize the Day, the Caterpillar cross stitch. Pam is also doing it. We get it, it's mystery, we get a little bit in our, so we're finally under the water. I'm so excited. We were so tired. We were like, you know, that shell with a pearl inside. What is that? It's a clam. No, it's not a clam.
Now, did you do the outline at home? And
Yes, I did. I outlined the oyster in the hotel room.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Thursday night.
Okay.
Maybe Wednesday night. Maybe it was
So you could
Wednesday
just
night.
fill in
And then
here.
I was thinking I'd fill in the brown, and then I've been working on this pink fish. So that's the steeple sum. It's 3 days. We should have gotten way more done than that.
I lost
I'm
one.
gonna do
lost
better
my
today.
questions.
My goal today is to actually get some stitching done, but so far it has not gone well.
Okay. Do you have any needle minders you want to show off, or any free stuff, or any of your purchases? Any of that you want to show?
I was gonna bring my the ones I'm giving away are sitting on
She
my
has a
table
ton
still.
of needle minders that.
This so far is what I have gotten from trading from people.
And you brought out a metal container to. That's
Yeah, it's a
smart.
colored pencil. I have a
That's
bigger colored pencil container that I took the ones that that's all the ones I have so far.
That's-
Apparently flying pigs are a local thing in Cincinnati. I don't know.
Okay.
One of the ladies I met at Keepsakes, Kim, brought that over to me.
Okay.
But so many, there's a story behind every single one of these of the person who came and had a conversation with me while we traded needle minders. So sweet. And I'll show you the ones I made on
her video.
another video because I was really going to bring them out here and I forgot. Oh, look at this one. This is from, I can't start doing that. Diana Zaslow. And Becca.
So
Right here.
Oh,
Becca.
my little.
Becca. I don't know where the quote originally came from. I know it from Winnie the Pooh. I love that.
I had
Braver.
somebody else say that too.
You are braver. No, I have to read it. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think. All right, next. Oh, and stash. I was going to show a couple of things.
Yep.
So I have the bag from last weekend. And then I think I was in there twice yesterday. So now I have 3 bags.
Oh wow.
I have a Garon toten bag that looks like Hawaii, so I need to go to Hawaii. There's Sharon again. I just saw Sharon. I saw this hands-on design and realized that this, because I wanted to try the silky thread. I bought some more last weekend at Keepsakes too, and I've been trying it a little bit. But I realized these colors for the More Chocolate Bunnies pack, they had several packs in there, more than just these. would go really well for this one. So I want to try that. And then this is a needle bling design. I love you to the beach and that. That one.
You have beach on your mind.
I know. It's coming up summer.
Yes.
Yes. This is Barb from Keepsake.
Well, come in.
Our new best friend.
Hello.
We're just showing our stash and all the amount of green bags that we have.
New green gingham bags.
So
Hashtag.
she's responsible for putting this whole
This
thing on.
craziness. Yeah.
She has a lot of friends to help.
I
but-
do. I do.
but-
All right. Go
Thank
back to
you.
it.
Barb.
Thanks for letting me talk.
Stephanie, Lindy
Lindy
Stitch is sitting at the table right next to
Yeah,
us.
I called
We
her.
watch
I called her Lindy.
I
was
told
like,
her Lindy all day yesterday.
know.
She's like, actually, my name is Stephanie.
I know your name is Stephanie, but I look at you and think that's
Lindy,
just it.
that's Lindy.
You look at these FlossTubers that are here, and
Their
at least what
channel
comes into my
names.
mind
Yes,
is their channel
yes,
name,
and I've not
and then I
been-
have to think.
Hi,
Wait,
Corey.
they actually have a name that their parents gave them. That's
No,
probably
I
not
bought
the stitching.
some a color and cotton floss because I haven't ever tried it and I wanted to.
Yeah, they're
I bought
selling that.
some
No, yes,
in the
they're
annex.
selling that in
Mhm.
the annex.
I bought some color and cotton fabric because I haven't tried that yet either. It's a limited edition, so I can't tell you what color it is. And then I also Leslie Under the Sea Fabrics. They also have fur fabrics over there, and this is 55 count. I want to try the 55 count, but it's a beautiful green and brown color.
I wish you all the best with that. 'Cause
And I didn't get any new needle minders because who needs needle minders? Well, some that say Stitch. I don't know if I can get that to
Yeah.
show.
StitchCon.
This one says StitchCon as well. This one is a picture of the Keepsake store. Picture of her house. So that was fun. All right, next question. I feel like we're on some talk show. Next question.
We need to turn off our passwords on our phone when we do something like
No,
this.
because then I work at a junior high. That's a
Let's
really
make
bad
note.
idea.
But you can turn it off and then.
Oh, yes, I don't even know how to do that. How about that?
Okay. Do you want to tell us about any FlossTubers or subscribers that you met in particular? I mean, you met a ton, 200.
Yes.
But
Yes.
anybody in particular you want to?
Just ask me a note that I have in my life.
While she.
Found him.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Okay, first I have to tell a story. Kathy, a lady named Kathy came up to find me the first day or yesterday. It's all running together, I can't remember. She said 10 years ago, I was at a convention in Salt Lake City and I got on an old chat board back then. It was the Legacy chat board. And I just asked a question. I wanted to know if the Trax front runner would get me from my convention to Shepherd's Bush, which is in Ogden, just north of Salt Lake. Because I knew those stitchers, she said, anybody who lives in Utah, can you just tell me? Well, somebody, and I don't remember which one of Utah stitchers it was, said, oh, no, you tell us what hotel you're at and we will come and get you and take you to Shepherd's Bush. Just, we will make this happen. So there was, and so she's telling me this story, that this happened, and I looked at her and she said, I was coming to a convention in Salt Lake, and I asked, and I said, you asked how to get to Shepherd's Bush? I remember this. And she said, were you there? And I said, it was 10 years ago, we don't. So I was part of the group. I wasn't the one that answered her question, but I was the Utah Stitcher said, hey, we're going to Shepherd's Bush. We're taking this lady who wants to come with us. And so I was part of the group, and I went with her, and we didn't remember each other until then, and then remembered that we had both been there. And she looked at her blog and actually went back and found a picture of us all on Shepherd's Bush that day. It was so cute.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that is okay.
I tried to look down and catch it, but it goes away.
So she was so sweet and said, she said it was so funny because I was with these people at this convention, and I kind of told them what I was doing. I'm like, these ladies are going to come pick me up at my hotel, take me, and they're like, you're going with strangers. You're just going to get into some car with strangers, and you're okay with that? And she's like, well, yeah, I think they're nice. I think
They're hanging out on a stitch board.
they're stitchers. They're like, well, you better give us your phone number so we can check on you later. And, we had a lovely day. We went to Shepherd's Bush. We went to Rooster. Well, you're all telling me what it is in Ogden, and the Needlepoint Joint. It was a funny day, but to run into her here and to have her
10 years
remember
later.
that, She didn't even know I was part of the group. She just wanted to talk to me because I was Utah Stitcher and wanted to say thank you. So to ask me to tell the ladies in Salt Lake thank you so much. That was a really special thing. Okay. Sharon from Tennessee, who has walked past twice, we conversed beforehand. She's just someone who comments and talks to me on Instagram and comments on my videos. So we've been conversing back and forth a little bit. And she said, I want to meet you at StitchCon. And we have just connected. We met here. It's one of those instant, you meet people sometimes and you are just, there's some kind of a friend connection there that's just instantaneous. She grows a garden. She grows the exact same things I grow in my garden. She is the most, she collects at a funeral. She will collect the ribbons from the flowers and cut them up and put them in a glass ornament and give it back to the family and puts the name and the year on it so the family can keep it and hang it on their tree. And she'll make several so that several people in the family can share them. I just thought that was so sweet. Yeah. She's the most wonderful person. And she says she talks to me when I'm making my videos. She talks to the TV. And her husband, I think, Shauna was already on. Donna, do you want to come and say hi? Can you imagine? Shauna just walked right up here and was on our video. And it was shocking. And here's Donna from
Stitching in Doodah.
Here at StitchCon, living the dream.
Yep.
You want to say anything? What's your soundbite?
I don't think I have one. See, guys.
She said you were doing your job in there, and I thought stitching, and she said, flitting about talking.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Thank you. And Linda has a piece that's as big. She's from Minnesota. She has a piece as big as a lap quilt that's all done in black 310, and it's the alphabet, and each letter is like this big.
I saw that.
And
yes, I did.
The designer is Dessins, Desinsdmc. It's French. Well, she told us the story that she initially bought it, just didn't think about how much floss that was going to take. Had no idea. Did you do your exchanges already? You're not in this exchange, okay? They're in there doing an exchange right now. I can hear them. So then she's having to buy DMC floss. So then she just kind of worked out that she bought some floss while she was in Hawaii and decided to use that on the H. And then she bought some floss somewhere else and decided to use that on the. So she's actually buying floss in a city or a state that starts with that letter for each letter. And she just visited on this trip. She visited Xenia, Ohio, because that starts with an X. Sounds like a Z, but it starts with an X, so she could use that on the X. That is the most, Linda, that is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. Ellen, I met Ellen from Ohio as well. She is not going to retire for 5 more years, but her husband just retired, and I said, oh, I hope you make it to 5 years, because so many people I talk to, once their husband retires, they make it for a while, and then they're like, no, I want to be done.
Or vice versa. My roommate, Mindy, she announced she was going to retire, and her husband, who's older, said, can I retire too?
And she says she rarely takes a long vacation from work, but she's actually taking 10 days off coming right up, and she's going to be out in my area visiting out there. So have fun on your vacation, Ellen.
Not the same time as me?
Maybe. You should talk to her, because I want to say it was right
Okay.
coming up. And they were kind of going to see maybe down by Moab and
Okay.
Zions and stuff, so you should check.
Yeah.
Dawn, I've talked to Dawn. Karen from Georgia, we keep passing and we want to talk, but we haven't had a minute yet. So many more that I didn't mention. If you talked to me at StitchCon, when you comment or converse with me later, please remind me. I talked to you at StitchCon.
Marion,
yes.
I guess she's at the live-in. No, she's at the Hyatt.
So many people. I've probably talked to at least 100 people who said, oh, I watch your videos, and I want to remember you when you comment. I want to remember that I talked to you. Losing my voice. Okay. Another question.
Okay, you already talked about the live-in where you're staying. What about the weather here? What were you expecting?
To Utah.
What were you expecting, and what's it been like?
I knew it was going to be humid, because Utah's just everywhere compared to Utah is humid, except for maybe Arizona. We're sometimes in the single digits humidity. Right now, I think we're in the teens, maybe.
So you don't feel the heat in a dry climate like you do.
It feels like when you open the oven and you put your hand in to get something out of the oven.
It's hot.
That kind of a dry heat. It's hot, but it's not humid heat is definitely worse because it's just hot and sticky, and it feels so weird to me. We're in this air-conditioned building, and then you walk outside, and it's like walking into when you just got out of the shower and your bathroom's all fogged up.
Like a sauna.
I just go, and you kind of can't breathe because it's like in the air. But I have to say, my elbows are soft, the bottom of my feet are soft. I haven't put lotion on since I got here. I knew it would be warm and humid, and it's kind of what I expected. But it hasn't been overbearing, partly because I don't have to walk very far, and we're just not outside very much.
Right,
We're
right.
inside in the air conditioning.
Right. Why do you
And
want?
it smells funny.
Why do you want to attend?
Humidity
or
smells funny.
Why should your subscribers want to attend next year's StitchCon?
Barb of Keepsakes that came and said hello. She said it. She said it's about, we were talking about it, and she said her idea was she wanted to bring FlossTubers and their viewers together so they could meet each other. And I would say FlossTubers to meet other FlossTubers as well. And people who watch FlossTube that don't make videos to meet other people who don't make videos. Because when you have a conversation with another Stitchy who doesn't watch FlossTube, they don't get it. You can't have that conversation. But if you meet someone else who watches FlossTube, aren't you totally like, do you watch so-and-so? Do you watch so-and-so? Did you see that thing that so-and-so is making? She said, I wanted to make connections between those people. And I realized that's what it is. You make these connections with these people in here, and especially if they make videos, you know them already. You feel like you know them.
How would we know each other without
We
FlossTube?
would have never met. Wonderful Stitchers, and because I watch her videos and she watches mine, and she messaged me beforehand and said, we should get together while we're there. We're like,
because I'm going to go to
friends now.
Utah next month. So two things. I'm going to see you at StitchCon. I hope. I hope amidst the 400 people.
Yes.
And then any chance I could see you when I get to Utah? And so, yeah. Without FlossTube, that connection never would have happened.
Instant, lifelong friends and if you can convince each other into making videos, you can kind of keep in contact, which is a little bit harder if you're not a phone person, a lot of emails. Because you get to watch the video and you go like, oh, her daughter just did that. Oh, she finished that thing.
Yeah, it's
she
kind of
remodeled
like
her kitchen.
It's kind of like watching a soap opera. When you watch FlossTubers, the next installment, on last week's video, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and now what has happened over the past week.
Yes.
I'm just
Yes.
transfixed with hearing the ongoing story. And if I miss one, and then they talk about, oh wait, you didn't explain.
Yes. What happened with the cat?
What happened? So you're a good storyteller. So can you relay the story that Steph was sharing about Sharon Wagner?
Oh, okay. Linda in Magalia, if you're listening, Sharon from Paradise, California, where they had the terrible, and Magalia, where they had the terrible wildfires last summer. Oh, Linda, Sharon is here from, what did I just say, Paradise. If you two don't know each other already, you need to find each other. I'll try and find Sharon and give her your contact info, because you're right next to each other. Hopefully you'll be able to find each other.
How dare you not have me? And remember you told me you were going to...
It's Colette from the Highway Stitcher, and here comes Donna Ray right here. I know. I feel like we should have made the chairs so that people could get around and.
I'll just sit back here. We'll just all kind of... Hi, everybody.
Donna Ray.
How are you doing?
Oh my gosh! And I had the tomato. I ate the tomato.
Was it good? Yeah, so for the freebie table, instead of bringing cross stitch, brought tomatoes and cucumbers from Flannel Jammy's farm.
When I first saw them, I thought, oh, somebody hand painted some tomatoes. And then I saw they were from you, and I went, that is a real tomato.
Yes, so it was good.
Yummy. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
they're
so
sweet
yummy.
little, they're black vernissage, and they're delicious. I grew them from seeds, so yay! Okay, bye!
And yes, Colette, can you get around there and just sit on the?
Yes, I can get around this sit.
Another Utah Stitcher.
Yes, the Highway
Yeah, I'm
Stitcher.
going to knock down the sign.
It'll be.
Fall against the wall. That's right.
Steph was telling us the story yesterday about Sharon, who, in the midst of all the wildfire and all the trauma and everything, they didn't have any idea where their cat was. They just had no idea. But when they got back to their home and were trying to clean up and see what was salvageable, the cat, Steph tells it so good. I hope she tells it on her channel. The cat showed up and was just like, hey, where you been? I haven't seen you for a while.
My cat
my
food
water's-
dishes.
I noticed my cat food dish is empty. Can you fill that up? But she said it took a while to get all of the ash and dirt and stuff out of the fur. They finally done that, and the cat's doing fine. She said when she first contacted Steph and told her story, she said Steph was like, I was just waiting for her to say, I'm sorry I won't be able to come to StitchCon. But she said what she said instead was, StitchCon is getting me through. I'm just looking forward to StitchCon. I know I'll get through. That was the best story. I have yet to meet her. I want to
So
go
what
find
did the
her.
committee do?
Oh, and then the committee decided to there's a generous donor every year that pays for a couple of their own fee, and then they give money for a couple of more. And sometimes they will give that away in a raffle to refund your fee of
Last
coming.
year.
Last year.
This is only the second year of StitchCon. So
And
last
this year the
they
committee decided to refund her money so that she could have that back. And she made it. She's here. I have yet to meet her. I want to go find her and meet her.
Yeah.
Hi, Susan.
Is it Susan or Sharon?
Sharon. Is it Sharon or I don't know. Sorry.
Sharon.
Sharon. Oh,
Sharon.
another Sharon. So two Sharons.
And
Okay.
and she won a T-shirt or something.
Yeah, another one of the
from-
raffles.
from
Yes.
the vendor. Yeah,
Our spirit wear.
spirit wear. Yes, spirit wear. So.
Colette, what is your favorite thing about StitchCon? We've been talking about it.
Oh my goodness.
An expansion
Everything.
board.
Did you come last year?
No, I didn't
Oh.
come last year.
Okay, so all three of us. This is our first year.
Yes. Fine.
We'll let you think about that for a minute. Did we get to the end of the questions? Are we done?
We
Oh,
did.
okay.
We did.
Was there anything else you wanted to add? That we can think of that besides we're having so much fun, my head's gonna explode, and Beth sitting next to me at our table just keeps looking and going, your head is not gonna explode.
I
so
am
cute.
looking over across the way at a quilt that was made from blocks that somebody had cross stitched, and they brought them into keepsakes, right? Like
I
a
think
box
it was from an estate sale.
from an estate sale, like $10 or something. And the person, and I'm sorry, I forget the name, said to Barbara, maybe you can do something with this. So
They were
there-
donated by Melissa. I won't say the last name because we
Okay.
don't have her permission, but the sign says that Melissa brought them into the store and said, I hope you can do something with these.
Right.
And then Kim, I won't say her last name either, she's a local stitcher there. Go ahead, tell your story. Her name's
Yeah,
Kim.
well, we're looking at the sign, fortunately, that tells us this information. So she designed the quilt, and the blocks were different sizes, so it wasn't just a matter of, just lickety-split, put them together. She came up with a way to border them with fabrics to make them, the blocks all the same size,
It's gorgeous.
and it is gorgeous.
Linda. Sorry, we had an accident. I tipped it over, but I was going to show you the quilt so you can see it. Right? Maybe I can get up. Because now I have it backwards so I can't see. I'll show you one of the blocks. But such a gorgeous quilt. If I go this way, I'm making you all seasick. Okay, we'll just
hold it. We'll just hold
yeah,
it.
we're almost done.
Yes.
Colette needs to tell us her favorite thing.
I just love everything about it. I love the fact that we have so many people here. Other people were concerned about that and that there would be too many
Right.
people.
Right.
But I really like that. I got to go see all my friends and all in one place.
Yeah.
Just all in one
Yeah.
place, and that was just so fun. And being able to meet new people. We got 375 or something, she said,
Yeah.
they came totally.
Yeah.
So that's 375 people I'd like to meet. But
Yeah.
of course, Kyle's
Yeah.
doing a better job than I am.
Kyle's doing an awesome job. He gave us all, once we signed his book, if you haven't seen his Operation
Oh, right.
399,
Right.
he put a sticker on our name tag so he could tell who he had gotten yet and who he hadn't.
Have to have
That's a
alcohol.
great idea.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
But just everything about it, it's just cool.
It's awesome.
All right. Well, I think that's that gives you a little flavor of what's
Yes.
going on here.
Yes. And we want to see y'all here next year. Hope you get on the
Yes.
wait list. Hope
Yes.
you make it. Hope you come.
Yes,
Or in future years.
Yes.
Oh, and there's a retreat in Utah if you live anywhere in the West. There's a retreat in Utah this fall. Deb of Snug Harbor Crafts and Deb and Cap are putting it on. So you could come to that one too. It's in
Yep.
October.
check out the Snug Harbor Crafts FlossTube channel.
Learn more
for
about it.
All right. Thanks for coming to visit my Stitchy home here at StitchCon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.